posture muscles. So let's go ahead and get settled in, making sure that you have a nice sturdy chair. Valerie, I can't mute, I don't think. No, I'm not able to.
Hey, Mindy, Sue.
Hello.
You want me to make you co-host?
Oh, yes. Let's see if that helps. No. There we go. Thank you. There we go. All righty. Sit up nice and tall. So, like I said, we're going to focus on our posture and our posture muscles. And there are some posture muscles we have that are excessively tight and some that are excessively weak. And each causes a problem and one causes the other. They sort of feed into one another. But in addition to that, we're going to move every single muscle and every single joint you can today, so that you can bring in some energy and healing into your body. And that's just really what it's all about, right? Coming together, even online, right? We are still in community with one another. We get better together. And so much of our life is outward focused. Let's take a moment before we start to become more inward focused, please. So relax your hands, relax your shoulders, closing our eyes so we can take just a moment to release the busyness of our life, the endless worries and thoughts our mind absorbs us in, right? Let's hit the pause button on all of that now and just get quiet on the insides of us. Good. Sometimes we can't control the quiet around us, right? There's commotion going on, but we can control the quiet within us. And then we find where our peace resides. For some of it's in our heart center, for some of it's what we call in our gut, right? So either way, find where your peace resides, tap into that, sit tall, and just roll those shoulders up, back and around. And then begin to lower your chin slowly toward your chest. Good job. Feel that back of the neck stretch. And then lift your chin up, feel the throat stretch. And then chin parallel. So now we're right in between that big flexion and big extension. Sitting tall, take a breath in. Release the breath. Take a deeper breath in through the nose and slowly release the breath out of our mouth. And you can even separate your teeth. And blowing out, almost like you're blowing out a candle very slowly. Good. So in through the nose and out of the mouth slowly. But we never want to rush that exhale. The eyes open or closed. This is our letting go breath. And we think about what is it mentally or physically you need to let go of. And with every exhale, begin to let go even more. Letting go of things inside of us we no longer need, and we no longer need to carry around with us. And as you breathe in new perspectives, your new energy. Right? In yoga, we call that prana, life force energy. It's also referred to as chi. Good. Just continue to breathe slowly and evenly. Inhale, it fills us up. We fill up our tanks. And then exhale, we let go and release. Good. Let's see if we can take that breath a little bit more slowly and a little more mindfully. And the more we relax, the more the pulse can slow down, our heart rate slow, the lungs begin to expand fuller. This is the magic of our breath. You might already have noticed a shift in your central nervous system. Just enjoy a few cycles of breath. And then open your eyes and again, lower your chin, but sit tall. So the chin lowers as far as it comfortably can. We'll take our time to draw the chin slowly down, keeping the spine nice and tall. Feel a nice stretch in the back of the neck. Take a long inhale, a long exhale, let go of worries, let go of cares, and gently take your right ear over your shoulder. Maybe keep those eyes open or closed, it's up to you. And then roll back. Feel that gentle pulling, gentle stretch as we take one ear over the shoulder and the other. And as we roll side to side, it's like a little pendulum swinging back and forth. When your left ear comes over the shoulder, pause there, take your right arm out to the side of you and reach through your stretched out fingers as if you're trying to touch the floor. So fingers spread wide and then start fluttering your fingers a little bit. Good. You might feel a stretch in your inner elbow now. That's energy moving through you. Good. And then let's take our hand to the lap and our chin to the center and take it to the other side. So right ear over the shoulder and stretch out long through your left hand. Wiggle those fingers and reach for the floor, flutter the fingers and feel the movement on the inside of the arm there. Good. And then hand and head back to center and interlace your hands behind your head. So lower your head and then bring the elbows in a little bit. So the weight of the hands and the head is stretching a little bit deeper into your neck. Don't go too far where it's painful. Just let go and keep breathing. Good job. Now take your hands a little bit lower to the second and the third vertebrae in your neck. Support the neck arch and then inhale and gaze up and lift up. Now we've got everything supported. Good. Just let your head rest in your hands. Nice job. Lift through the throat. Good. And release that and shoulder roll up, back, and around. Good. We're going to be working a lot in the upper body today. We'll get a little bit into the lower body too, but a lot of shoulder focus. Now that we've warmed up our neck, we're going to warm up our shoulders. And the first shoulder movement we're going to do, everybody loves, and that's the slump. So go ahead and slump yourself forward, right? Sometimes we slump and slouch forward. We don't even realize that we're doing it, right? We can do this every single day and not even realize it. Why? Because it kind of feels good. And it feels good because it's easy. Look at this posture. We're not using any muscles at all, right? You're just hanging out here. But this is what yoga teaches us. Yoga teaches us how to engage our muscles. So let's do the opposite of that. Shrug your shoulders up and then roll them back and down. Yeah, up and down. So when we're in the slouch, when we're slumping, what's happening are the shoulder blade, the scapula lift up and shift forward. We want them instead to go back and down. So just keep doing this a few more times and then remind yourself throughout your day, especially if you tend to work at some sort of computer or read a lot or you're hunching forward, that the same amount of time you're slouching, we want to be doing this too. And guess what? Over time, we'll be even Steven in that posture, right? So yoga teaches us to connect our mind into our bodies. Now, roll that right shoulder by itself. Up, back, down, and forward. Noticing what's happening with the arm as you cycle through, right? We notice the arm follows the shoulder movement. We want to begin to move that shoulder in the joint. And as you're moving it, noticing what it feels like. Do you hear popping and clicking, right? Go all the way back and then neutral and go to the left side. So rolling that up, back, and around. Single shoulder roll. Keep rolling and noticing sensations. Get that arm moving in there. And notice maybe one side feels tighter, one side feels looser, right? Simply observe. And then roll both shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Get those arms moving too. Get them moving into your upper back. Ah, nice. Now let's take it forward a couple of times as well. So roll those shoulders forward. Good. And then here, roll one shoulder and the other. So you're alternating. And then we're going to add in by turning your head. So even more, maybe shift that sit bone back a little bit. So we're rolling the shoulder, the rib cage, the hip, and even into the neck. Roll and roll, almost like you're cycling one side to the other. Good job. All right, a few more. Twist and roll and stretch. Now take it forward like you're swimming. So big swim strokes forward. I bet some of you swam when you were younger, right? And some of you might even still swim. Swimming is fantastic for the shoulders. It really opens up the shoulder blades and it feels so good. So keep going. Very good. Sit up tall, swimming out there. Good work. And then just shake it out. All right. So we talked about the slump and what's happening when we're slouching forward. Well, when you round those shoulders forward, what happens are these pectoralis minor muscles get very tight and locked tight. Therefore, you're restricting your lungs. You're not breathing as fully as you possibly can. And these rhomboids in the upper back get lengthened and weakened and locked that way. So we're going to lengthen and strengthen or stretch the front of us and sort of shorten and tighten the back of us. So sit tall and bring your arms into cactus and look to the right. So you want that right elbow in line with the shoulder. And then look to the left line in the shoulder. And then the wrists over the elbows, right? So we've got that 90-degree angle of the arm. So look one side and the other, everything all lined up. Good, just relax those shoulders. Now we're just holding this pose, but it doesn't mean we're holding the breath. Remember, cactus pose is extremely strengthening for our backs. Now you can take that back a little bit more. Pull the hands, pull the elbows back a little bit to where you're feeling those weaker back muscles firm up. Remember, we're holding the pose, but not the breath. So keep breathing. We're strong, we're straight. Now we're going to take a little break. So we'll take the hands forward and together. And that will give us a bit of a rest. Good. See if you can get those elbows touching. And then we'll do it again. So spread out your fingers, take this to cactus and pull back. So imagine you're moving energy all the way up through your fingertips, working those rhomboids, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Really firm back there. Feel like you've got back cleavage back there, right? Really squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. If it's challenging, it means those rhomboids are pretty weak, and this is something you can do on your own. So keep squeezing, and then rest. Bring the arms toward one another, elbows forward, palms together. Good. We're going to take that one more time. So take those elbows back, all the way out, cactus arms, keep squeezing. I want you to feel stretch in the chest there. Good. Nice. Now, we're going to, for 30 seconds, little circles backwards. You can do this one every day. You don't need any equipment. You can do it standing, sitting, just 30 seconds of little rolls here. Little elbow circles, little shoulder rolls. Good. And you'll feel those rhomboids firming up back there. Nice. Hang with it. The hardest thing about this is just remembering to do it. But the more you do it, the better that posture will be. Good. Keep going. 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Good. Shoulder roll. Just wiggle the head around a little bit. Move those arms. We're going to come back into that lift. So arms overhead. Let's come back to that cactus position. While we're strengthening, we'll come into a little bit of brain work. So right hand crossing over to the left shoulder. Good. Back through center. And left hand crossing over to the right shoulder. Nice. Now we'll take our right hand to our left leg Beautiful. And left hand to the right leg. Adding on. Right hand to the left leg, look right and lift your left knee. Beautiful. Back through center, left hand to the right leg and look left. Nice. Now come through center, relax your arms, shoulder roll, 3, 2, 1. Now we want to make more space in our joints, and we want to work with the palm of our hand facing in. So let's take that right arm. As you're lifting it up, lower the shoulder down in its socket. So shoulders heavy, palm faces in, good. So as we're reaching, we're going for more freedom of movement. Nice. Because as we reach this left arm up, stretching, we're bringing our posture back into alignment. Good. Let's take it to the other side. So right arm. Remember, only extending as far as it feels comfortable. Try to keep that arm pretty straight and release it. Now, as you lift, it's like someone's lifting your wrist, but you're not going to pull your shoulder up. You're going to lift the bottom rib up. Good. Let's try that again. So right arm coming up. And like someone's pulling you and lifting you longer. Just pull that rib right off the pelvis. And last time with this left arm. Good. Axial extension. Beautiful. Let's release this and take both arms. What axial extension is stretching our bodies like an axis. So we think about the earth has its axis. Good. We're going to be stretched to our tallest posture here and bring our posture back into alignment. So lift those back ribs, get long in your back body, like someone's got both wrists, lifting your ribs up, gently pulling you, making you longer, and then relax that. Good, nice and tall. Now shimmy back in your feet or back in your seat. We're going to lift our feet. So we'll take that right arm up. Good job. The left arm up. Nice. Lift, lift, lift. Lower the right arm. And then the left. Nice. Now this time, as the right arm lifts, the left leg's going to come out, but you're going to press through that heel and pull your toes back. Good. So we want that elbow as straight as can be. Yes. And then release it. Left arm coming up with that right leg. So wrist straight, elbow straight, push through the heel, pull your toes back, hold and breathe. Very good. Left hand down. Nice. From here, right arm up all the way up. Big reach. Now don't go like this. Don't pull that shoulder out of the socket. Soften in its socket. Still reaching and stretching. And there goes that left leg. So flex through the heel. Good. Strong reach to that heel. Release the arm and the leg. Now the left arm comes up. Keep lifting from the rib, not so much the shoulder. And then when that right leg extends, push to the heel. So you're holding the pose, but not the breath again. Nice. Now we're going to release that and reach both arms up. So lift up again, both arms, tall, tall, tall. Look how tall you are. Look how long that spine is. Yeah. And then see if you can reach one leg up and then the other leg up. So you're really pulling those toes back towards you and pressing the heels away from you. Good. Hold here. L for love. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, and release it. And shoulder roll. Ooh, that's a lot of work. Good job. All right. So that was our axial reaches. Now we want to add in our lateral reaches or side reaches. So come a little more forward of the chair. Right arm out. Left hand's going to hold on. We'll look over at our right hand and we'll take it up, up, up. Shoulder stays snuggled in. Lateral flexion, bending that left elbow, and we're going to pulse a little bit. So you'll go deep in that stretch and then back it out. Good, pulse a bit. So take it and bend it and come back up. Good, reach and up, reach and reach, stretching this whole side body all the way down into that right hip. Good. Now looking up at the right palm, let's take it all the way back to the chair and then the left palm up. We'll look left, take that arm up, 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 hold on to the chair, bend that right elbow and pulse. So a little movement over here to the right now, little pulsing action. Opening up right between our ribs and all the way into the QL muscle and deep into your left hip. Let that left hip and sit bone be heavy. Good, one more reach, excellent. Come back up, sit tall through center. Now we're gonna take our legs a little bit wider and reach that arm across the body. Right hand reaches across and then tuck our chin, round your shoulders and reaches if you can't quite touch what you want, and then open and close your fingers. And feel what's going on in that whole right side there. Open and close. Good job. Now let's come back up through center and take our left arm all the way across the body. Tuck your chin, round your back. It's a sideways reach. Can't quite get something, so keep reaching and opening, close those fingers. Beautiful. Take it a few more times. 2 and 1. Good. Now back through center. Let's take the feet back in front of us to our mountain position and scoot forward. All right, from here, hands in front of us, shoulders back and down. We want to get nice and tall and straight in our spines. Now interlace our hands. We're going to push those palms away from us with our wrists in line with our shoulders. We'll take a big C curve around the back. Press those knuckles forward and stretch into the shoulder blades. Those rhomboids stretching out. Good. Now come on up and take your hands to your hip pockets and open and close your wings. So flutter those wings there. Good. So both hands on your hips and do a little fluttering, pull those shoulders back. Flutter those elbows. This one should feel really good across the chest, especially. Stretching the front of the chest. Good. So we call this one Miss Sassy Pants because it makes us feel sassy. Hands on the hip pockets, really getting a good stretch in the chest. Open and press those elbows. Good. A few more here. Nice. Walk around like a house like this, you'll feel sassy too, right? All right, let's shake out those hands. Good job. And then life force reach. Oh, this is my favorite. Feel that tug of the muscle against the bone. Arms out as wide as we can. Big, big reach. Like someone's got your wrist and they're pulling it to either side of you. As wide as you can, spread your fingers. Really reaching. And then take the fingertips up toward the ceiling and then down toward the floor. Good. Feel that stretch. Lift and lower. And one more time. Fingertips up and down and then roll through that wrist. Good. Roll it around and then move those fingers. Excellent. Click, 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 maybe. And go the other way. Roll around. Move the fingers. Beautiful. And then come and shake that out. Let's get some water. And make sure we're hydrating. All right, so release and shake now. And then namaste hands. So we're going to have our hands in front of our heart. Roll your shoulders back and down. Namaste is just a greeting that we do in yoga. And we lift our elbows and press really hard with our hands. Nice. So what I like you to do is just turn the back of your hands so you can see the back of your hands. What do you see there as you're pressing? Maybe you see ligaments and bones popping out because we're pressing so hard. Yeah, we want to really press so we're strengthening our fingers, our hands, our wrists, right? Our arms while we're pressing here. Elbows high, shoulders low, sit up tall. Keep pressing your palms together and shift your hands over to the left now. Good. Keep your head in the middle. Just let that elbow go over there as far as you can. Feel that tug of your left arm. Good. Now let's press through middle. Hands pressing all the way over to the right now. Keep your head in center. So when we're pressing, this is an isometric move. It means you're isolating certain muscle groups, making them stronger. Now thumbs to the heart, and we'll flip the fingers down toward the floor and tuck our chin. Good. And then we'll take those hands, bring them back up. Interlace, noticing which index finger you have on top. And then we're going to take that straight out in front of us and stretch us. And then arms come overhead in that big reach all the way up overhead. Big stretch, pull those ribs up, and then take that all the way back and down. Good. Now palms together again, pressing together firmly, elbows high, shoulders low, push. Everything off to the right. Good. Just keep your head in center. Feel the stretch along that right forearm. Good. Back through center. Press everything over to the left. Good. Nice. Notice nice straight elbows there in our forearms. Come back through center. Thumbs in, touch the chest, and then float the fingertips down toward the floor. Good. Palms face up. Opposite interlace than the last time, and stretch those wrists in front of you. And then inhale, big stretch overhead again. Good. And then take that back and around behind you and shake it out. So if you're like me and you get cold hands on days like today, just give them a good shake and they'll warm up. It's good for energy and circulation. Shake them out to the side, to the center, to the other side, up and overhead. While we're here, hula off to one side, hula to the other side, just move those joints, and then wave, big wave overhead, big movements. Shake it again overhead, shake it all the way down, and one more time to each side. Good. Now palms on your lap, palms up, curl your fingers in. Feel that warmth, feel that circulation, swirling around, that's your life force. Good job. All right. Now, this is where this next segment of class where we'll just have a strap handy. The first thing we're going to do is work on our neck. So some physical therapy type movements today. Oftentimes, if we're reading, our head weighs about 10, 12, 15 pounds, depending on your head. But if you're taking your head forward, it weighs 10 more pounds, 20 more pounds, 30 more pounds. In terms of how much weight your neck ligaments have to bear. So we want to make sure if we're reading, we've talked about this before, or looking at a phone, take it up so that your neck stays pretty neutral and you're not hanging that head forward. Sometimes it happens and we don't even realize it. So if we catch ourselves, the counter pose to that is to take one or two fingers to your chin, jut that chin forward, and then pull it straight back. Right? This is maintenance of our neck muscles. So extend straight forward, try not to lift it up and then pull it back in. It's like you're making a double chin there. We do spend a lot of time looking down at iPads and phones, and this is so great to stretch that all back out again. Good. Now come forward, pull it back, release your hand, and then we're going to turn our head side to side, right? Like you're saying no. And we're going in our own range of motion here and begin to observe how your body feels today. As you move from side to side, notice if you feel more tightness on one side than the other. Check in to see how you're feeling. Good. One more to each side. And then coming back to neutral. Slowly this time, take your chin up toward the ceiling and then down toward your chest. Slowly to the ceiling and down to your chest. And then a couple more times here, head nods. Now the next time your chin is down, hold here, and one more time, lower the ear over the shoulder. It's an easy, gentle half arc of a head roll. We'll go down and around and to the other side. Allow the head to roll lazily over to one shoulder and to the other. And if we go slow with this is like an active massage for your body. Two more to both sides. Take your time with it. This is where most of our tightness is. Good job. All right, let's finish it off where we're headed. And then come back to the center, head neutral, and relax your arms beside of you. This next one I really like for the neck and shoulders. What we do is not lower this left ear, lift your shoulder up rather, and then lower the left shoulder, and then the right ear goes to its shoulder. So we'll take that up, shrug it, release it, and then lower that right ear to the shoulder. So up for 2, and then lower for 2. Up, shrug, and squeeze, and then release. Press it down and stretch. Good. Contract the muscle, and then stretch it. Good. Lift up and lower. Contract and release. Good job. Let's do 3 more like that. 2. And 1 more. We create that tension and then we work it right back out. Now come back to neutral. Do you notice any difference on this left side and the right side? See if we can even it out. So shrug that right shoulder up and then release it over your shoulder. Good. Right shoulder, and then press the ear down and away on the opposite side. Shrug up and squeeze. Good. Press down and away. Lift and down, creating that space between the ear and the shoulder. Feels so good. Lift for 2 and lower for 2. Good. Up and then release into it. Relax into it. Good. Give me 1 more here and down. Neck and shoulders getting a little bit looser, right? Now we're going to grab our straps because we've got the neck and shoulders released. Now we can move in this area a little bit. So we'll hold our straps, shoulders height and about shoulders width apart. Feet flat on the floor. We're going to sit tall. Taking our arms overhead, we'll lift without arching in our low back. That's real important. And keep your arms pretty straight and then lower this down. Good. Shoulders height. So inhale up for 2 and lower for 2. Now this is a classic example of why we're concentrating on something. It's very easy for the chin to jut forward. So pull your chin back a little bit. Make sure you're keeping your head in line with your spine. So head is neutral. A nice stretch for the shoulder girdle. Yeah. Let's do 3 more. Keep breathing. 2. Nice. And 1 more. Good job. Now we're going to take this out a little wider. So arms can go overhead and then we can take it behind us. So there is that pec minor stretch right there in the front of the shoulder there. Good. Try not to let those shoulders round forward at all. Maybe you can lower that down and up. Good. This is called shoulders flossing, shoulder flossing. We want to try to keep our spines nice and tall as we do this, lifting and lowering. And it's just a wonderful release for the front of the shoulder. Good. Oh, really great. 2 more. And 1 more. Fabulous. Let's go ahead and take it in front of us, and your hands will come from either end of the strap. Lightly wrap it around the palm of your hand and make sure that you have a little slack in the middle, right? Elbows are going to hug the rib cage. And we'll first start by taking your elbows, hug them into the side, and take your knuckles, press them together, and then pull that strap tight. So release knuckles, and then imagine pulling the strap in 2, right? Knuckles hit each other and then pull apart. So the idea is to use the strap as resistance to work that shoulder, right? We're working the inside of the shoulder. The rotator cuff. Yeah, so give me 4 more just like that. Release it and then pull it nice and tight. Good. And you might feel those rhomboids in the back, right? That gets so weak. Firming and toning too. So this is a good one for the posture muscles as well. Now 1 more. Release and then tug it. Good. Now, take this off of the palm and you're going to bunch it up like a ball and have that in your left hand. So when the left hand has the strap, you're going to grip it a little bit with a little oomph there to strengthen your grip strength. And then start circling in a rather large circle toward the right. So make that circle as large as you can. with your left arm in front of you. So it's not a swim stroke forward and back, it's out in front of us. So yesterday we did a lot of multi-directional movements. This is similar. And go the other way, reverse the direction. Hug onto that strap with your hands. Let's strengthen the wrists, the forearm. And the more you squeeze that strap, the more that shoulder will work. Good. Now let's go back toward the right, making that circle as large as we can. Remember, this is a ball and socket joint. It's meant to roll around and around, circumduction, releases synovial fluid. Good, and then reverse. It's a lot of work for that shoulder. It's getting stronger. I just like putting WD-40 into your shoulder socket. Good. Really makes it more fluid, more flexible. Nice. Okay, let's relax. That was a lot of work. Okay, we're not quite done with that left shoulder. I'm going to turn sideways just so you can see. We are not going to bend our elbow. So don't pull your elbow back. Keep your elbow straight. But I want you to reach the arm forward and then pull it back. So you've got your left wrist in line with your shoulder. Push forward and then pull the shoulder back. So little scapular retraction on the left side. Press forward, pull back. It's a little awkward at first, right? But as you do it, you'll notice we're really strengthening those muscles that control the shoulder blade. Push and pull. Push and pull. Good. There's subtle movements and exercises, but we should really start to feel that. Last 2 and 1. Excellent. Woo, let's let that arm rest and put the bunched up strap in our right hand. Give it a little bit of a squeeze. Start circling toward the left. Right out in front of you, holding that strap in the hand is helping your grip strength. Good, and then reverse the direction, going out away from the midline. Go the other way, make those circles as big as you can. Good, now reverse that, go in toward the left. Good job, and then reverse, opposite way, you're drawing a full moon. I think we're going to have a full moon here soon, if I recall. Let's go 3, 2, and 1. Nice. So we know what we're doing. I'm going to just sit forward, but you'll have your right wrist in line with your shoulder and push and pull that shoulder blade back, forward and back. Abs in nice and tight. Try to keep the rest of your body as still as possible. So you're isolating that in the shoulder blade. Elbow is not bending at all. Wrist and elbow straight, forward and back. Good. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Up, release. Now we're going to stretch this all out. So we'll place this strap on our right shoulder. One strap in front, one behind. The left arm, we'll use our right hand to assist us. Left arm, bend at the elbow, and then it hangs on to the strap. The right arm internally rotates, and then we're going to bring it up there with those hands as close as possible. Good. Wrap that left tricep forward and the right shoulder back. Lift your belly button so you're not back arching. That tenses our back. So neutral pelvis. Hands are just as close as you can get them. And I know this is pretty tight territory in that tricep area, but just breathe through. Good. Lift the chest, and you can lower your chin down toward your chest if you'd like. That will give you a nice little stretch in the back of your neck. Beautiful. Let's switch sides. So let's place the strap over our left shoulder now. And that means the right arm will be on top. So bending the right elbow, it's going to hang on to the strap. The left arm internally rotates, and we're going to try to get those hands as close to one another as we comfortably can. Roll your left shoulder back and down, right tricep forward, and then pull on the strap. So right arm pulls up, left arm pulls down. Good. Breathe. Watch that left shoulder rolling forward. Roll it back in its socket. And you'll probably feel again the top of the arm, the tricep, and the left shoulder. Good. Breathe here. Excellent. Now, we're going to take this back over the right side. And we're going to have our arms like this, but this arm is going to be behind you. So the setup is like this, 90 degrees and 90 degrees, okay, behind you. You're going to have this top left arm at a 90-degree bend. You're going to lift up and then go right back to 90. The right hand pulls the left arm back to 90 degrees, like you're lifting and lowering a big heavy bag of rocks, right? So give yourself some resistance there by pulling down. Nice. Up and then back waist level. Lift and lower. So trying to maintain that 90-degree bend. Give yourself that resistance by pulling down on the strap. Full extension and then bend. 3, good. 2, and 1. Woo, that was a lot of work. Let's switch sides on that one. So same setup, we're just going to take it to the other side. So you'll have your right arm bent at 90 degrees and the left arm. So from behind, it looks like this, right? So you're going to take this right arm from the 90-degree angle, straighten it. So what's happening in the back? Just here. That left hand is heavy. We're going to pull up and pull down. Go for that 90-degree bend. Extend and bend. Press up, pull down. This one is great for strengthening the muscles of our arms, the bones of our arms. So should we fall and throw our arms out to catch us, those arm bones aren't going to break. Good. 2 and 1. Oh, felt like we had a weight in our hands, right? All right, now the next one, we'll take the strap and just put it beside of us. Have some more water, hydrate. And we're going to now start working in our elbow joints. So shoulders back and down. I told you we're going to work through all our muscles and all of our joints, right? So here we go, elbows glued in. I want you to imagine someone's hands are on top of your hands. And you're going to resist them pressing down on you by taking your thumbs and flipping them in toward each other and then out away from each other. So imagine someone's hands pushing you up and out, and then you're pushing them back down. Good. Up and out. So to help with that mental resistance, sometimes I think about moving through really thick, muddy water, how much resistance that would be. So I'm not just flipping them back and forth. I am resisting, pushing down, and then flipping back up. So yeah, imagine someone's hands resisting against you. The forearm is rotating, removing those forearm extenders. They need to be strengthened just like all the other muscles in our body. Now, flip that up, and let's go into rotator cuff, back into the pec minor and the rhomboids. So pull those elbows back. Good. Squeeze the elbows to the ribs. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. So we stretch the pec minor, we strengthen the rhomboids. So we correct those posture muscles. Good. Extend it out from your torso, bring it back in. Extend and release. Good. Feel that upper back working? Nice. One more. Now you can imagine you're like a busboy and you have lots of dishes. You just cleared off a table with a lot of dishes, and you're going to reach up and give your tray away, and then someone's giving you another one, so you got to pull that back in. So scoop under and up, and then pull back. Imagine it's heavy. Add that resistance. So we're using the forearms, we're using our chest, our back muscles. Good. Reach, palms lift, and then pull back. Keep those palms facing up. Good. A few more. Reach, and then pull those elbows back. Good. Reach up. Good move for the elbows. Nice. One more. And then pull back. Lovely. Now we're going to move from the elbows to the wrists. So we're going to pick that strap up again and bunch it up. So it doesn't have to be anything special. Just bunch up in that strap. And we'll place the strap in our left hand. Once again, when we get it in our hand, we're gonna give it a little bit of a squeeze, wrist in line with your shoulder, lower the knuckles to the floor and lift them to the ceiling. All right, so we're gonna have that hand back out, point the knuckles and lift them up, pointing down and up. We do a lot of texting and typing, right? So we want to working at the computer. This is a really great one to stretch out the muscles of the wrists and the forearms. Good. Nice. Now we're going to take this a few more times and then keep the strap in our hand, but change the direction. So with the palm down, take it side to side. This is not a very common movement we do, not a typical movement, especially in a non-dominant hand. So do your best. We want the palm parallel to the floor, lateral extension. You might feel your bicep and tricep kicking in too. Last 4, keep the arm parallel, 3, 2, and 1. Now circle to the right. Yeah, all the way around, circle it around there. We don't think again about these lower arm muscles, but they need to be strengthened just like biceps and triceps do. These muscles need attention. Good, now reverse that and take it around the other way. Roll it around in there. Wrist socket, good. Wrist joint, good. We need to think about our wrists and forearms too. Nice. Okay, all of that to the other side. So switching to your right hand, take it out. The first one is knuckles down and lift them up. Maybe noticing one side of your body is different than the other, dominant versus non-dominant. Oftentimes the dominant side has more strength, but less flexibility. See if you notice that at all. Good. And then take the palm parallel and side to side. Just notice if that mind-body connection is a little greater on the dominant side and a little more awkward on the non-dominant. So just these simple observances. I have to really talk my non-dominant side into it and then circle around because my non-dominant hand just kind of hangs out most of the time. Good, roll it around. It's good to use this side of our body and outside of our brain that we don't normally. It wakes up the brain and wakes up the muscles of that arm you don't normally use and go the other way. Yeah, we can become ambidextrous, right? Roll it around in there. Oh my goodness, make that as big as you can, right? Make those circles, isolate them in your in the wrists and really make them nice and large. Oh, we're clipping maybe. All right, let's put that down and come up to standing. So we'll have our back of our chair facing us, strapped on the floor. Now we're going to have our feet hips distance. And another thing we can do to correct our posture, because we're forward flexing so much of our day, is to take a back extension. So we can place our hands as if we're putting our hands on our hip pockets, feet stable underneath us. Now, let's extend through our spine. So just press your hips forward, tuck your chin a little bit, and lean back just comfortably, just a little bit. And then inhale, come on up. And we're going to do about 6 of them. And each time, just gradually go a tiny bit deeper into it. We can do these a lot throughout the day because we do flex forward so much of our day. The spine rounds forward and we need to take it back in the back extension as much as we're going forward, right? And this is going to help counterbalance all of that computer work and eating and driving and I would say anything that rounds us forward. This realigns our spine. It is a back extension, so remember, anytime you're leaning back like that, you're strengthening the muscles of the spine. Now this time, take your hips forward over your heels, squeeze the elbows back, maybe lift your chin toward the ceiling. Just pause here, support your back with your hands. This is a great one to do first thing out of bed, right as you start your day. Good, and then come all the way back to standing and shake out those legs. Good work. Now, another one I like to extend back and strengthen the back. We'll take our right hand out at a little 45-degree angle in the left foot. And then pull the hand back and lift the heel, release it to the chair, lift the right heel and pull the left hand back. So it's like half of an X, right? Because we're not taking both arms and legs at the same time. But pull one arm in the opposite leg back and then switch sides, reach and lower. Try to keep those hips and shoulders square to the front, square to the chair. As you lift up and lower, we're strengthening that whole back body, the glutes, the low back, the upper back. And then you get that nice stretch of the hip flexor and the chest. Tight hip flexors pull us forward too. Good. All right. Now, let's come into spinal balance. So right wrist in line with your shoulder, palm faces in, and the left toe back there. Good. And then switch sides. So left hand, right toe. And switch. Trying to make a nice line from your fingertips to your shoulder. If you would like, we can take the heel off, the toe off the floor, heel up. And you could even hover your hand and balance. Now, as you switch sides, imagine you're balancing a book on your head. And we want to keep that book steady as you extend and then come back in. Good. Extend and come back in. As you switch sides, really feel your abdominals. Good. Control that movement. One more to each side. Good job. All right. Let's take that and ski that outside to side. Stretch through those hips. Beautiful. Nice. Okay. Now let's stand with our left hand on the chair. Right foot flexed. A little bend with that left foot. And you can use your chair now, but we're going to lift our leg and tap the heel. Keep that foot flexed. So working the quadricep muscle, the hip flexor. Good. Practice our balance with the chairs here. Nice. Lift and lower. We're going to try to keep that leg straight. Beautiful. Now from here, bend and extend. Now we're working through that knee joint. Good. And you've got the chair. Just lift through the crown of your head. Relax your shoulders. Beautiful. 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Stand on your left foot, internally rotate. So your big toe down, heel up, and lift and lower out to the side. Now we're working the outside of the hip, our balancing muscles, glute medius, minimus, and abductors. So we have that internal rotation working through the glutes. Good. 2 more lifts. Awkward. I know we're not used to this movement. Let's go to the other side. Same thing to the other side. So strengthening these legs for better balance. So bend that right knee, lift and lower. Toes to the ceiling, please. We're going to keep that flexed foot. And then use your core. So this isn't all just about the quads and the hip flexors, but core working as well. Good. So lift and lower. Nice. Oops. 2 more. And 1 more. Nice. Now lift it up there. We're going to bend the knee and extend. Good. Bend and extend. Nice. Here we go. 3. Toes still up toward the ceiling. And 1, and the last one, toes down, heel up, lift and lower. We take this internal rotation so we get deeper into these balancing muscles that catch us. When they're strong, maybe we won't fall, we'll just stumble a little bit. Good, 3 more, 3, 2, 1, and then again, face the chair and ski that out. Fantastic, everybody. Good work. All right, now from here with your hands on the chair, calf stretch. So stretch that heel all the way down, heel on the floor. Feel that nice stretch in the calf. Maybe gently bend that right knee, so we get a little bit more around the Achilles, the ankle. And then roll onto the top of the foot. I know it's not everybody's favorite, but it does stretch the top of the foot and the plantar fascia. And then step on your right foot and the left heel all the way back to the floor, the calf stretch. So we don't get those awful Charlie horse cramps. Oh, those are so painful. Good. Now come up to where you're placing a bit of weight on the toenail bed. Breathe through it, a lot of sensation. It's important to, just like working those forearms, it's important to work the feet. Beautiful. Let's come back up to the chair and have our feet on the chair. When we do a lot of movements like that, sometimes the spine needs a little realigner. So once you come back into the chair in your mountain position, just 3 of these cat cows to bring us back to neutral. Good. One more. Nice. And then a little twist to untangle the rope back here. Just a little twist over the right shoulder. Come back through center. Little twist to the left. Good work. Back through center. Notice how you feel head to toe. We've worked the whole body today. Hope you feel amazing. And just remember some of those little tricks. Your circles backwards, right? Your back bends. All that will help you just pull yourself into that beautiful tall posture. Thanks so much for joining, everyone. Have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you again next week. Bye-bye. Thanks for joining. Take care.
Thank you very much, Mindy.
You're welcome. Thank you. See you soon. Bye, everybody.
Have you taken your daughter to Johns Hopkins yet?
Thank you. Hi, Barb.
Uh-uh.
Hi, Barb. Thank you. Thank you.
Take your daughter to Johns Hopkins and they can figure out what's wrong with her.
Well, maybe. We took my niece there. They didn't help her, but she's got the best doctor around, Dr. Brown.
Okay.
He is the guy. So she's in good hands. It's just hers is very extreme.
Good grief.
Yeah, it's just the full
And
practice.
there's nothing she's eating, or how many have you charted everything she's doing every day to see what's triggering it?
Oh, it's autoimmune. Yeah, her body's attacking itself. So, and
Right.
my mother had rheumatoid arthritis and I have Hashimoto's, so it's, it's in
You're
the, unfortunately.
You're doing alkaline water?
No, if she,
Alkaline water, just use that. It helps.
okay, I'll recommend it to her. Thank you. All right, guys.
Disease is like acid blood condition. The more alkaline you keep it, the better.
Okay, that's good to know. Thanks for sharing. We'll see you soon.